Yeah,
on scores.
true too. Yeah, that's true too. Just I don't know. I wish there was a result.
Boys, we're on.
Yeah, we're on, and it's episode 125, but I just thought I'd throw in a little bit of the banter that's happening here. Tone's been angry about the soccer. Taz, of course, is on the opposite side. Mardo's in the middle trying to straighten everybody up, and I'm just sitting back going, I'm actually more stupid than I was 3 minutes ago by listening to both Tone and Taz. So welcome, everybody, to the great show, Pulty. Put a line through it, episode 125. And, of course, Mardo, we welcome you. Thank you for coming again, mate.
Again. Well, you're not sick of me yet because you keep asking me back.
Yeah, well, yeah, we throw it
You
out
keep the
there.
peace. He's a peacemaker.
We put a little bit of chum in the water, and Mardo swallows it up. And then we welcome the Greek freak himself, Taslater. The Chocky Wheel was on fire last week.
Yeah, we did go well. So thank you, Professor Pezza.
2 out of 3.
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Yep.
We all know Meatloaf said it. And the other one, it wasn't a bad run.
It wasn't a bad run, but
good. It wasn't a bad run. It just wasn't going to win.
No.
That's all. But it wasn't a bad run though.
I think it was in the wrong part of the track as well.
Yeah, I know. But you know what? I'm starting to find that I'm finding a lot of them in the wrong part of the track.
Yeah.
So maybe it's saying that they're not that good sometimes.
Yeah. And talking about the wrong part of the track or from the wrong side of the track. So now, mate, there you go.
Perfect. All good, mate. All good. Yes.
But
yes.
you're not happy about the PK, is that right, big boy?
Yeah. I don't like it, but I mean that's the way it is, like.
Well,
Yeah.
I understand. Yeah, let's play to a winner. And then Taz, what did you say?
They could play for 2 days.
They could play
That's
for
the case.
2 days. But it's quite interesting. In the baseball, in the Major League Baseball, there's no such thing as a draw. But because of COVID, they actually brought in, the extra, like the 12 innings and stop. But since COVID is gone in America with over 1 million cases a day, they've brought back there's no draws in baseball anymore. They just keep playing until there's a winner. It's quite interesting. I think the record's 27 innings.
Wow.
Which was like 9 hours. And they've gone through the bullpen 3 times. So it's pretty amazing what they do in the Major League Baseball. But, of course, soccer's a different beast.
That it is. Yes, that it is.
I've got a theory in the PKs, Taz. Can you tell me if I'm right or wrong? The team that's played shit or shouldn't have won usually win the PK.
I think it can happen because they come in with that relief, no pressure.
Yeah.
I can't believe we got here. We were so lucky to get here. Anything from here is a bonus and that sort of stuff. I don't disagree with it.
I was listening to the Croatians getting interviewed after the game, and they thought Japan completely outplayed us. They outclassed us. They should have won in extra time. They should have scored 2. They didn't. We played absolutely atrociously bad. When it got to the PK, we're all happy and relaxed and going, shit, we got a chance to win. How good is this?
Yep.
And, of course, the Japanese absolutely were deplorable in a PK. I think for the Japanese, they're too well structured and their technique is too good. They don't have that organic approach to a PK or let's do something a little bit outside the box because they're so technically correct in everything they do because they play the whole game for the whole year. There's no seasonal sports in Japan, Taz. So I think they're all against it. Anyway.
Yeah, it was stiff.
Yeah, and Australia, how good were Australia against Argentina in the last 20 minutes? Seriously, I thought I was watching a different team.
It says something about Asian football when you consider that the Saudis, the Japanese, the Australians, and the South Koreans all got to, showcase a little bit of their talent. So, it says a little bit about Asian football.
How good was Australia in the last 20, though? We were absolutely destroying Argentina.
All out of attack.
Oh.
And to be honest, they were unlucky that they got their second goal against us. That was a bit of a brain fade in defence there.
Marty Ryan's always susceptible to a little bit of a head explosion. But geez, he got us there anyway, so you can't ban him.
Yeah, that's right.
It wasn't all him either. It was just 2 defenders mucking around in the back and sort of let them through.
But
anyway,
don't worry about that, Marto. How good is Tony Oliver? Talking about baseball, he's about 1,000 in New Zealand. 1 out of 1.
1 for 1. He's on fire.
Huge.
Yes. It was nice to have a win on a Saturday. That's all I can say. It was nice to actually select a winner across the ditch on a Saturday.
Did you watch the run, Tone? Because at one stage, I think she was like 15 in front.
Yeah, no, I didn't see it due to due to technical problems with my Jurassic Park computer. There were issues, and yes, it was. I missed it all.
Well, Tone, can I just say this, Tone?
Yep.
Let's put it out to the familiar guys. If anyone out there is in IT, maybe you can help upgrade Tone with a computer.
Whoa,
Send him one. Organise one. Send it to Japan. The poor man.
Oh dear. I'm hoping Mrs. Santa Claus might come to the party, you know, like for Christmas, but I don't know.
I was watching the race, and I reckon 9 out of 10 they get beat the way that she wrote it.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Waiting for the pack to catch up and go past it.
Yeah, she had another little go at it. Yeah, she had a little go at the end. So, Tone, I don't know how you did it, but you did it. Well done.
Well found, mate. Hope you find us another rock this week, mate. Steady as a rock.
Talking about a bit of bad luck, Shibley pulled up lame. There was a stewards report the size of
What's the eye roll? What's the eye roll?
So,
Hang on. Sorry, Pezza, I just got to keep rolling my eyes.
We can't blame Jason Collett for having a lame horse.
No,
But
can't blame
talking about
him.
lame horses,
Here
I
we
checked
go.
the stewards report about the smut, and the smut, absolutely zero about it. It was just shit.
Has it crossed the finish line yet?
So what you're saying is it didn't over race and it handled the turn perfectly.
Yes.
And it wasn't lame. I know that it wasn't lame, but that's okay.
Yep.
It's okay. You can bag me. You can say whatever you like, but you can shove it up your own somewhere. Okay?
Me and Taz were arguing about this. I just played run and next, and he wouldn't let it go. What he told, he just wouldn't let it go. He kept saying, "Oh, but and I'm like, yeah, it was still playing. It wasn't that good at the end." Oh, I was like,
I think you'll find you still haven't watched the bloody video.
I think
it wasn't that bad
6 times, Bardo. But let's move on.
And then you kept coming back. Oh, hang on, next. But it was shit. Next.
Yeah.
But it did
It
nothing.
was.
Next. And it's like, how many times are you going to say next? Was it like, I started to get the impression that you were saying next because you're going to make another comment. My next comment.
No.
My next comment.
The Bullwinkle, the matron, Tone's
Matron Bullwinkle,
girlfriend there.
Yes.
The matron.
Yes.
She ran along hard out front chasing the bunny, but she needs to do that because she doesn't have a sprint finish. She's a little bit one pace down the straight, and I thought she had enough to get there, but she's just beating the head on the line.
Unlucky.
I was unlucky, but it was an honest run, and she probably wins 9 out of 10 times in the same race.
And remember what Michael Hawkes always says, Bardo, is the first horse was in the race, you win.
That's right. Unfortunately, it was, and we went second.
And can you believe it? We actually won a quaddie that paid around 1,500 skids.
Well done, boys.
I'm in shock.
Yes.
Yeah, we finally got one.
We did. All we had to do was just change the order a bit, and that was it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Tone was in Struggletown in the first league, wasn't he, for the last couple of weeks?
Oh, I don't like the first league. It's too much
How
pressure.
good's Willow going? I think he's 4 in a row in the wanker.
No.
Willow.
We always used to think Tone was the best wanker we had. Now,
I
I tell you what,
best wanker.
Willow.
It looks like it's Willow.
Willow,
That's it.
absolute star,
Sentinel.
starring. And
He's got it.
so it's good that we sort of maybe paid for the last 6 quaddies that we lost. Right.
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Yes.
This is
6
where
or
the
7
upswing starts, boys. You've hit one.
Yeah, this is the
Yes.
exciting part of the show. This is the exciting part.
Jesus. Tone, you've been
Tone,
right
you've
on.
got a favourite jockey in Sydney. I think you call him a nickname.
There he is, Tommy Berry, eh?
No, what do you call? What's his nickname, son? What do you call him?
Turdy Tommy.
Turdy Tommy. Now, Turdy
Yeah.
Tommy, you've been complaining about this bloke for the last 2.5 years, right? And finally, you got a little bit of ammunition. And the big man, Tone, did you read the article?
No, I didn't. No.
Right.
I mean,
He doesn't need
like,
to.
if you can swim, you don't have to take swimming lessons. See, this is the thing. Like, everybody knows he's a criminal. Like 99% of them are, they're all sort of left of centre. Turdy Tommy, that day I backed that and he pulled it up in a 4-horse race. that was the finish with me with Tommy Berry. How many times? Yeah,
Mardo's all over this. Mardo, he was given a bit of information to a couple of syndicates. Is that right?
He was apparently passing on information to a couple of betting syndicates, and they've been pulled into the judiciary as well. All of them raked over the coals. They've got 6 or 7 of them in total.
Right. What do you guys
Guy's done nothing
Berry's
wrong.
just the main jockey. There's a couple of other jockeys involved as well with a couple of punting syndicates.
What do you guys think?
He's
Because
done
we've
nothing.
all been involved in racing, Taz. We've all owned horses, or we've all known jockeys. And I don't know about you, but I've never known a jockey not to be able to talk.
Correct.
So I don't
100%.
know. It's a very grey area, isn't it? I don't know. And especially
Yes,
for me, with lay betting becoming such the beast that it is.
Yep.
For me, it'd be a lot easier to pull up a horse and actually tip one.
For sure.
Yeah.
Look, the thing is, though,
though,
the thing is, you can't make a slow horse go fast. You can only make a horse win in its class. So the reality is, I don't think, if Tommy Berry's on a slow horse, he's not going to turn around and say it's going to win because it's shit.
Right.
So sometimes the information that they're giving, there's so many other things that have got to be taken into consideration. So is it really influencing an outcome? Not really. It's like throwing a tennis ball through the bushes.
What it is, though, Taz, it's him passing on information. Well, they're charges now, but there were allegations that he was passing on information about particular horses in that race, and that led to the punting syndicate either backing or laying particular horses.
Yeah. But I guess there's people out there that do that for a living. The only difference is that Tommy is a jockey. Do you know what I mean? And and I'm not sticking up for him because obviously there's rules. Whether we agree or disagree with them, there's rules. But they've all been there. All the good jocks have been there, have all copped their time, done their time, and then come back stronger. I mean, the guy that just got voted the greatest jockey in the world.
Oh, Jamie.
I think he had a year off, didn't he?
He had a year off
for the same thing.
Yeah.
It's quite interesting for me, Tone. The jockeys aren't allowed their phones in the jockeys' room.
For this reason.
They're not allowed to have them on their persona, so to speak. So how do they put a bet on?
No. He's passing on information to us.
So how do they get geez.
Hand signals.
No, you can't even have a smoke and do smoke signals outside, can you? Because you're on the track. No, I don't know.
Sorry, mate, that was a bit of a zinger that didn't really work. But it's quite interesting, Tone. You've been very quiet, even though you're one of his main antagonisers.
Tone broke the story.
No, well, it's all there. That's
He's sitting back saying, "I told you so."
Yeah, that's right.
He
doesn't.
Right.
This is something that we're going to hear for years to come, though. I mean, other jockeys will do it. It's like the jigger. I mean, how long ago was Darren Mead banned from racing for jigging horses? And it's still going on now. They're still finding them.
Yeah. Jeez, I don't want to mention.
Tone, all I can say is
we used to have
all I can say is finally they've read for you.
We used to have a train up in Cairns. Used to get the chain out.
Just like Handbrake Harry. Remember Roy Higgins?
Don't worry about a whip.
To pull a lot of horses up.
I'll tell you what, when it got whipped in a race, didn't it jolt?
Yeah.
Found a length. But anyway, it's very interesting, time in this technological age. And, back in the day, there was the old landline. So no one did it to worry about, contacting people or, as you said, they'd be sending smoke signals or messages under doors with the bits of paper. But it's quite interesting now. We can just zoot off a message to halfway around the world. You can get a bet on in Saudi Arabia, who knows? Anyway, Tommy, Tone, I'm surprised. I'm a little bit disappointed. I thought you'd be.
Why's that?
I thought you'd be more fired up, No, yeah.
That's it.
He's
Tommy Berry,
humble.
Lost him. And as for some of the horses that some of these jockeys ride, I will make a statement on that. Sometimes the horses aren't good, and the old saying stands, as Taz would know, you cannot polish a turd. So
that's it.
Sometimes they're on horses that are just aren't up to it.
Bit like Smut last week.
It's a bit like, listen, hey, you can put lipstick on a pig, but it's still a pig.
Right. Yeah.
All right. So there you go. And Tone, well done for being humble. humble in that you created the story. The media got a hold of it. They
Oh, at
investigated. All right. I know there were telephone calls between you and certain areas of the media. So well done for keeping your identity humble. And I just hope that the
reminds
Tommy
me-
turds don't come looking for you.
That reminds me
Oh.
of pigs. I never knew pigs were hairy, and I'm quite a hairy man. A hairy man is a sexy man, as most people know. And I was in the elevator once. This grandmother in Japan, she just started touching my arm.
Ooh.
I'm so hairy, and then she said, "Budakawa." She called me pigskin.
That's
Is that what
nice.
she did?
Yeah.
So she was touching your arm. I would have
That's my
thought
arm.
she might have said, it's nice and it's holding an apple as well.
And she said, pigskin.
Eh?
And I just said, cunt. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't have said. Yeah, anyway. Okay, here we go. Tone, let's get into it, big boy.
Let's have a look.
Mardo's making two veg. He's been very honest. I think he said win, second, third, second.
He's had a
we
very
haven't
good
been
run.
outside the top three. That
Well-
sounds about right.
Mardo, take it away.
Wow.
Yeah, Authentic Jewel. This race, it looks a little bit open on paper because there's probably 3 or 4 that want to lead. Authentic Jewel being one of them. Jay Ford actually rides her very, very well. He's ridden her 8 times and 6 times been in the top 3. I think the main danger here is Brooksbyre, but we're getting about 3 kilos after Brooksbyre's claim. Who was the other one? There's a hot pop in the race being backed in at the moment called Cur Royale. Out wide with Kieran McAvoy on, and it trialled out wide, preempting this wide barrier draw. But it didn't really run on well late. I think Authentic Jewel's just going to be set up. And like I said, Jay Ford rides it well. It's got 55.5 kilos on her back. And I think $4.20 is stealing money.
Perfect. I like it. I like the green silks.
Yeah.
Taz, you happy with that?
I'm very happy with it. I think it's a really competitive race and I think it's a really good life chance.
There is.
Nobody cares, Taz.
She hasn't run over the 1,200 yet, but the last 1,100 metre races she's run really looks like she's going to get it.
Nobody cares,
Yeah, you've
Taz,
got a-
but Eagle
Got
Farm
an
race.
honest jockey on there too. Honest jockey.
Mine or
Thanks.
Marto's, of course. Okay.
Jay Ford.
Mine's pretty simple. Logan Street Lion.
Well, we all know Logan Street.
Waller,
Yep.
Orman, third time in. Last time this horse hit 1,600 metres was back in Ballarat, back in, I think, May 2021, and it started $1.75 and it won.
For my little ex-Victorian
Ex-Victorian it is.
in Brisbane.
Okay,
It's
it is in
Tony.
Brisbane. Well, if
He's
it works for
taken
him,
over
it
my
can work for
system.
me.
Because I've moved on.
It's dropping back from a benchmark 85 to an 80. There's a progressive horse that it ran, I think, last start 4th to, and it was called You Called It. It's won 2 in a row since, so the form's been franked. I think stepping up to 1,600, third one in. Yeah, it smells like a winner to me. $3, $3.80, $3.90. Get on, get in the queue.
I don't know,
And,
mate. I'm not feeling it. I don't feel like he's up
You
and
don't
about
feel
like he usually is. I don't think. No,
Oh, look,
I've
I've
gone
got,
You sound very confident.
he doesn't sound
No,
confident at all. He sounds like he's about to go
no.
to sleep.
Well, I am. It's fucking
Right.
11:45 here.
Right,
But
right.
look, I went through heaps of them. I mean, I looked at them.
Yeah,
I looked at other
I don't know,
options.
mate.
Shooting-
I don't know.
shooting
Be
for
careful,
gold.
Tommy.
Still
Be
Rocket,
careful.
Purring
This is not
Way.
the usual Tommy taking
Beretta.
Taz.
No, I don't like. No, I'm humble. I've gone the humble way
Oh,
because at the moment, Pezza, you're the one on fire and you're the one
Yeah.
Tommy tanking.
Birdie
So
Eagle. Bang.
we cannot have more than one person.
Tommy taking.
That's right at a time. Otherwise,
That's right.
just doesn't work.
Yeah. I'm
So,
not
yes.
sure, mate.
That's okay.
Oh, what do you
so-
think?
So hang on, familiar. Let me just say something.
No,
When
no,
Pez,
you're
no,
giving
wait.
up.
When Pez is saying, "Oh, I'm not sure," this and that, the prick's got one already. You're marked in a race. You've already got a poison. Which one do you like, Pez? Come on, tell them.
Yeah, Canadian.
You've got one in a race. No, you've got one. See,
Yeah.
that's what I mean.
No.
Like you can read him. I can read him. I mean,
No.
miles away.
What do you,
Pezza, I
what do
think you got the overs this week.
think?
As wins the
Hey.
overs.
Tony's a bit subdued.
Oh,
Look, it's been a tough
you've
week
got
here.
You've got the watch name at the moment, Pez. You've been holding it there before Christmas Day. You know, the old Nazi, Hermann Goring's, what do you call that thing they walk around with, the big swinging bloody stick?
Oh, shit.
No.
I don't think we
You're
need
in
to.
charge. You're the royalty. So,
I don't
you
think
know,
we
we're
need
just
to.
the lowly
No.
scumbags.
All right.
Look, there's
can we
nothing
read through
wrong.
the rope?
Yes, we can.
Yes, you can.
Another
Yes,
one.
we can.
DJ Keller, Willow. We still got no. We got no video from Willow. I think he's a bit shy, camera shy. But if he keeps tipping winners, you know, you don't want to be like Jeffrey Dahmer, like Barney here. You know, taking all the attention even after he's been bashed to death. The Chieftain, we missed the Chieftain. Oh, Lukey Bartlett, what a stud. The Chieftain came back. And then, of course, Ash was there for a week. And then we've got the security. Well, I don't know. What do you call him? Peaky
Do you reckon
Berlin
that's him,
Wall.
though? Could it be him?
Willow, all muscle, power.
Well, there might be a
man.
fake profile.
Willow.
Yeah. I just can imagine you walking into the pub going, this pub is now under control of me. The Peaky fucking bloody hell. You know. Pezzi gets us away again, 1, 3, 4, and 10. Don't worry about 11-11. It's trolled and it's 1. It actually kicked Tommy Berry off because Tommy Berry jumped off and laid it probably last start. That was in the big race too. What was in the big race? What was that race? Big Grafton or something.
11-11. It's not from Barrier 11, is it?
No, he jumped off.
Area 1. There's a 1 in it.
It
I think
is.
yours won the 16 Taz, Redinio or whatever.
Rodinho.
That race, the big race. The Silver Chief.
Which one?
No, was it? It was like a.
The Eagle, the Rose. The,
Whatever it
the
was.
Dance,
Anyway, Tommy jumped off because he probably told everyone I'm going to jump off. So
yes.
let's lay 11-11. Don't mind Tuxu, but we can't have them all. Rangers, I love the price. Really, really, really enjoy the price. And trolled absolutely well held. The 4 is the favourite in Waihea Falls. There was a Falls horse, Tony. I'm really upset because I usually back the Falls horses. There was one that won at Ascot $100 on Wednesday.
Wow.
Big miss. And of course, I've got the 10 in the Brigantine. I've left Dragonstone out because it's a cat.
It's not the only one you've left out.
But,
What horses do you normally back, Pezza?
No, I've
You
lost.
love 8.
I love
You love them.
Fox Fighter. I've left out Number 10.
Yes.
And I've left out Much, Much Better. Now, Much, Much Better has won 2 trials. It's cherry ripe, 3 from 5 first up. I wanted it in there, but as you said, you can't have them all.
No.
So if I did have an extra couple of bucks, I'd probably throw in the 8, 1, 3, 4, 10. Tone, take it away. 4, 6, 11, and 22.
Whoa.
Who's going to get right?
The whole context of this race could change, couldn't it? It all depends on Nugget.
Nugget.
You'll accept it, right?
Yes.
So, you know, anything could happen with
I think
the.
Marto told us,
with
Tony,
that.
there's 18 in the race. So it's
Yes.
now 22.
Don't quote me on the number, but I
Don't
think
quote him on the number, though.
it could be
Right.
20.
Yeah.
Geez, I don't particularly like this race. I mean, throwing in the 4, Abdul the
But
Butcher's on
It's
board.
a $2 million race, Tone. How could you not
$2
like
million
it?
race, Tony.
Oh, my
I
God.
want to put them all in. You can't put them all in, Marto. You
True,
know,
true. Sorry,
So-
mate, carry on.
Yeah, so I've got your mate Abdul the Butcher's on Kerwin's Lane coming out of
Yeah.
barrier 10. It was a good third last start, so I'm chucking it in. Rio Dini, that's one of Taz's. Timmy Clark on board. Gaze of Feith, she'll be looking for a win. The 11 at Tissue. We can't. You've got to throw it in, haven't you?
Yep.
Yeah,
Found
little
form again.
Seven's on board.
It has found form.
Yeah.
Just hope there's no bias.
So Christ, it's 13
I
bucks.
know you've done your form, and I know you're in the enigma. But if we get this second leg, fair dinkum, it's a fucking miracle.
I'm surprised he's left one of his favourites out. One from the colonies.
Yes, me too.
I would have put it in, but
Yep.
it's
Jeez,
not my league.
what is it?
Brutality.
I don't remember. man.
Brutality, John.
Brutality, Tone. It'll be storming if there's no bias. I mean, it's been working home really, really well the last couple, but again, it's one of these ones that's just been really, really working home. It's a gunner, maybe, but maybe it's going to do it.
The next beauty generation beater in Sunshine Rising?
Sunshine
The
Rising.
last
Yeah,
up,
23
Mrs.
is a bit
Bush.
of- Barrier
Oh.
23 is a bit of a worry, though.
It's
Put a
too
line through
hard.
that.
Oh,
Put a
thanks,
line
Taz.
through that.
What if
It's
Take
Terry,
it back to-
Harry
throw
Sound
it back
gets
to
a
Hong
run?
Kong.
You'd have to get on at $250, wouldn't you?
As I said,
Oh.
if we get this leg, it's a fucking miracle.
It's
Yeah, it is
Yes.
very, very tough. Very, very tough.
And the Enigma has just found horses that are just a wee bit left of centre.
you reckon? Oh well.
fucking hell.
Your
No,
leg,
no,
Tone?
no.
Nothing.
You've got a couple there that I really rate. Like if Nugget gets a run, it looks progressive as hell. And Riadini, how could you not have
Yep.
it from its last start? Wide the trip, fucking brained him in the $2 million race there in bloody Newcastle, wherever it was. That's where 11-11, that Tommy Berry jumped off Toad, as you would know. But, Jesus Christ.
Tommy
Tough
Berry.
race. It's a tough race. It's a really, really tough
Great
race.
It
Tone,
is.
I know you're a fan of a tissue, but Jesus, is it running well?
Yeah, but the worry with the tissue is too coming back to 1600. She's a 2,000 meter horse.
Mate,
But I mean, if it's set up for her, she's going to be there. But again, she's drawn wide. Eh?
Thanks, mate.
Marto, you've always been a fan of Hooters as well, haven't you? I mean, Hooter.
Yeah, but maybe not in this race.
Yeah.
To be honest, the one I think does stand out is at odds is Skylab.
Yeah, I like it.
I don't mind Skylab at
I
this
don't mind,
distance.
yeah, I don't mind it either.
Could Skylab and Skyman run a Quinella?
You're
don't know
looking
about
at Peaky Blinders. What about Polly Grade 80s? Anyway.
Geez, I think. Is there a
Yeah,
horse we
very
haven't
well.
backed in that race?
Oh, it's a lot of ghosts in that race, Tony.
There's a lot. There's a
Oh,
lot.
very tough.
Az, what do you got? You've got too many in this league.
Oh, it
Absolutely.
depends because I have got too many in it, but that's because we're not sure whether Nuggets going the other way or not.
Now,
So if-
this is what we're dealing with. The Palmy, I want to tell the Palmy, Tony's got the hardest race in the world. There's 24 listed, and he's pulled out 4 because he thinks he can only
Yes.
have 4. And then you've got
Yep.
a big swinging cock here with a $1.95 fucking horse in it. He's got 4.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, seriously.
Yes. And
Yes.
and if we go back historically and look at who's the only bloke that's ever taken 2, it's only me.
Oh,
So
Right.
listen,
Yeah,
I
well,
think we've had
it's my
less than
league.
that before, but haven't we, mate?
No. Go back historically and find it. Anyway, look, if Nugget is running in a previous race, it's out and we stick with 3. If Nugget runs in this race, we're only going to take 3. But we're giving you 4 and then just Pezza, stay updated. So we're going with Nugget. We're going with Jojo as a man because Pezza is a prick.
Yeah.
And just because of that, we're going with Bullfinch because its run last start
Yeah.
was interrupted, and I know that Willow would have been a little bit disappointed as well. So we're
Yeah.
backing up with Bullfinch,
Yeah.
and I'm
That's
throwing in
relevant,
one
yeah.
down the bottom in Irish Legend because I think stepping
Yeah,
up to a mile,
I
if
don't
there's a
mind
little bit of
Irish. I
rain.
don't mind Irish.
That's it.
myself.
So,
Don't mind.
so they're the 4 that I'm going with. Having said that, if Nugget runs, there's only going to be 3 in this.
So,
one
and
of
then
them will
Toad's
come
going to
out.
lose one from his leg, and hopefully he can put a
Yeah.
couple extra. I think.
Yeah.
A couple extra.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I think,
and I mean,
I think the danger myself is Bullfinch, but
Yeah,
that's just
look,
my opinion.
and I think you're right. I personally think that's exactly the way it'll probably be. But if Nugget goes to the other race, I'm
Yeah,
going to stick
but-
with the 3 that I've got.
Absolutely. If Nuggets in the other race, in the English, then this is wide open.
Yeah.
And then we move on to
But,
the last leg. The great man himself, the Wanko, going for 5 in a row. Willow, 2, 9, 14, and 16. And he's on one of our favourite horses at the moment in Democracy Manifest. I think that was
Again.
Zamato's been 2 veg, I think 2 starts back.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Yeah.
She's getting a little costly to follow, though. She's up thereabouts without winning.
Oh, do you think
Maybe
the
this
bookies
is the
are
one
starting
to
to
get
build a
this.
statue?
Yes.
Oh. Number 9 is on Sweet Ruby. Tyler Schiller. Jeez, this kid can ride.
Oh,
Jesus.
bloody hell.
He's leading. Is he leading the premiership or second in
Yeah,
the
I think
premiership
he
at the
is.
moment?
Yeah, on the Friday nights, he's just dominating. The
Yeah.
apprentices on the Friday nights at Canterbury, I think they've won 14 out of the last 23.
Oh,
So just back the
huge.
apprentices on a Friday night at Canterbury. Doesn't matter the price. The 14 on Banju. I love the word. I love the horse Banju. Aim McCluke, as I said, just keep backing the apprentices. You're not going to go too wrong. Actually, Zachy Lloyd's one of the most informed jocks in the last week. I think he's rode 4 out of 11. So
He hasn't thrown that one in, now, has he?
no, but as I said,
Mm.
just chuck in the apprentices. You might
Yeah.
be a chance. And of course, he's on Robusto, Mickey D, going up to Sydney.
It's a tough race again. There's a couple in this I think we've been on as well. I mean,
Well, Kobe
geez,
Ross.
absolutely.
Yeah, that hasn't come back, has it?
No.
It's
No, it trialled like a champion and it's just gone like a
Done
busted
nothing.
arsehole.
I tell you what,
Did
if
you
we get
the
this
blue
body
battler?
this week, if Nugget doesn't win a leg, this
Can't
quality could pay records.
Yeah, no, it was a good decision going to Sydney, wasn't it, boys?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who made that decision? I know it was a good decision.
Great
Humble.
I like we're back in that leg. I don't mind Soami, the number 7 as
Me too.
well. But it does need a rail, and it's drawn at 13, so it may not get the rails. With Kieran McAvoy on, he's going to have to guide it to the rails because it does need a guide to run.
I might get it.
It might.
I mean, 8 back the rail. Just tuck it in at the back.
Bardo.
Yeah. Hello.
Kieran McAvoy rode a winner last week.
One.
Good one too.
Yeah. He hadn't rode one for a while, I tell you. That's why I keep.
It's been a little while, yeah.
And Jamie won one in Honkers, didn't she?
Oh, yeah. So did Holly Doyle.
Oh,
Yes. And
how
so
good
did Timmy,
was- how
didn't
good
he?
was
Did
Holly,
Tim as
though?
well?
How good was Holly?
Holly wins every time she goes over there. She's won a race every time she's gone to Hong Kong.
I tell you what, you've never seen a stronger. I've never seen a stronger female jump than Holly Doyle. She
I agree.
throws like Nash Marilla. She is
Yep.
mental. Like I've never seen women jocks are like Linda Beach, right? Jamie Carr. It's all hands, and they run
Yeah.
for them. She flogs the fuck out of them. I love her.
No, like you said, she's a very strong female jockey.
Who was
She's
the best female jockey you've seen?
Oh,
I mean,
Holly Doyle.
if you guys, like
Yeah.
historically ever.
Depends
You
on the
reckon?
Holly Doyle.
Holly Doyle on the flats, but I still like Rachel Blackmore over the jumps.
Oh, Rachel.
yeah, she's a legend.
What
over
about-
there.
what about- How about
Unbelievable.
the South Australian Claire Lindor?
Yeah.
No, you never liked Claire?
Oh,
No, not
she was.
particularly.
She blazed the trail, did she? Really?
Yeah.
But
Just
in Australia, like everyone goes on about Michelle Payne because she won a Melbourne Cup, which so they should. But Claire did
Yes.
not winning premierships before she was even fucking riding
mm,
one of the
Yep.
horses. Anyway.
yeah.
They're
Hey,
very competitive.
Holly's going to come here and ride too because this is part of their trip, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, Aussie Tom will come. Yeah. So
So I think Holly will come as well. It'll be great to see her
I think
ride here
Holly
as well.
Doyle was still unconfirmed, though. She wanted to come out, but that was still unconfirmed. But
Aussie
she was
Tom
gonna come out
won
with
two.
Markman.
He rode two. Tommy Markman.
Yeah,
Be
they got
good to
a,
see them.
one of the Premier English apprentice. He's coming out as well. He's just coming out for track work, but he might pick up a couple of rides while he's here as well.
All right. Without further ado, Toad. Geez, I hope you're backing up in New Zealand this week. Where are you, mate?
Hey, look out!
There we go. This time we're heading to, I don't know, Rachel will be able to sort this out. It could be Awapuni, is that right?
Awapuni.
Oh,
Yes.
oh,
I don't know.
up your pony. That's where you are, up your pony.
And we all know how Pezza loves a Bella horse.
I do.
Another Bella. Good win last start. What's her name? Ciel Butler's on this. He's a little apprentice that's doing all right at the moment. And
A 4
Yes,
kilo
taken-
glamour, Toad.
yeah, she's taken four kegs off the back. So yeah,
It's a
you know,
it's a he. It's a he.
It's a he.
It's a he.
isn't it a she? Ciel?
No, it's a he.
Ciel,
No. It's a he. It's a he. He's he.
I think.
He.
Yeah, he.
What it
Girls
was
have a
not-
vagina, boys
and-
have a
Yeah,
penis.
no, a boy.
And he's not Thai.
He's not Thai.
Yeah, because he's not a she.
Mazinga.
Tony doesn't mind a good toy back in the day.
Well, I know,
Fucking
but I
down
thought
to
I'd-
go on
I thought
now,
I'd-
he's full of shit. It's like a broken fucking sewage pipe. You know, having going round with the fucking what Tommy taking as usual. You know, there you go. There you have it. I'm backing
Yeah.
up in across in the land of the sheep, in the land of gumboots.
Well, it was
Having a
kind to you
crack.
last week.
Oh, hey,
It was kind to you last week. Let's hope
Yes.
you got there again,
yes. Well,
So,
actually, Rua Rocks is in again, but I like the
Ooh.
favourite in the race that's in, so I stayed clear of it.
Right.
I went for another
found this
favourite.
Gem. I
And
found
then
this
this.
through
favourite.
another favourite.
Yeah. Okay, Tone, you know how
Yep.
Pezza was saying, I'm following, like I'll piggyback you with that type of model, you know, as the ex-Victorian.
Yep.
Have you
Oh, right.
piggybacked Pezza because it's a Bella
Yeah.
and that's what you're thinking?
Yeah.
White Bella, mate.
Do you know what I mean? So I
No,
follow you,
no.
you follow him, and then I reckon Pezza follows Mardo.
Okay.
Oh.
So it's a ring around the rosy type situation.
That's it. A tissue.
We all fall down.
There's the aim and bet.
As per
We all-
usual, the Palmy, there's no time for Pezza really to talk about his horse because there's under 3 minutes left. Everybody's
come back.
Tommy tanked and said enough. But good luck, Tone. You're batting 1,000. You can't do any better than that.
Yeah, mate. We'll try and get one up.
And even if you lose this week, Tone, you're still batting 500, which is great. Anyway, Pezza's found one, race 6, number 3, Santero, Ethan Brown for Paddy Payne. Now, the interesting thing here, Tone, because I know you do your homework with trainers and jockeys. Ethan
Ethan
Brown's
Brown.
had 2 starts at Paddy Payne this year, only 2. He's had 170 odd for Billy Egan. Billy Egan's not riding at the minute. And then we got Harry Coffey, which is his second go-to man for Paddy. But Harry Coffey absolutely butchered this horse last start. It was absolutely atrocious. Had it in the wrong part of the track, ran the quickest 200 metres of the day, the last 200 Tone. It was thumping in. But of course, it was in the wrong part of the track, it was in the quicksand. It still ran the fucking quickest 200 of the day. Unbelievable. It gets any luck, drawn perfectly in 6. Paddy Payne's gone, see you later, Harry. Get fucked, you're off. And he's thrown on one that hasn't rode him a winner. And I reckon Ethan Brown's going to ride his first winner for Paddy Payne. He'll be 1 out of 3, 33%. And at 8 skins, I think we're absolutely giggling. From barrier 6, there's no way in the world this horse won't win. There it is.
I don't mind it.
Absolutely agree.
Thanks,
Harry,
Martin.
you'd get a
Hey, I
job
think the
at
favourite in here, what do you say? So You See, I don't think it's a winner. I think it's too
No,
short.
absolutely.
I think Richie might run in for second place behind you.
Perfect, mate. We're
Another
around
eight,
$100 for 3 of us. Pretty short, actually.
Another there.
We're around 400 for the Yankee. We're less than a minute to go, boys. Final thoughts?
World
That's
Cup.
my fourth motto.
I've got one.
Oh,
Hey, what do
I've
you
got
got?
one really quick.
oh,
Sweden. Okay, so when Sweden play Denmark, it says Swe versus Den. But then, if you think about it, the letters missing from Sweden are Den and Mark.
Yeah.
Are they really one country or two? Sweden, Denmark. Write it down,
Oh, wow.
split it up, think about it.
I like Mardo's better, Toad.
Well,
Mardo,
Oh, I got an email on how to read maps backwards this week. It was spam.
very good. Very good.
I'll pay
I'll
that.
take that one.
Hey, it would have been
I'll
a
take that
speed
to
map.
work.
It wouldn't have been a fucking real map. It would have been a speed map. Good luck to the teams left in the soccer. Me and Toad on the Cops.